Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing all of the products I've been loving all month long. So I started thinking, I don't know if you guys remember back in 2019 when I discovered the NYX 3 Ways to Sculpt palette. I, in the moment, said, I love it so much, I just want to shove this up my butt. It's kind of been like a running theme, like you guys make jokes about it with me all the time. And so I was thinking about, instead of titling these just August favorites or whatever the month is favorites, titling it products I want to shove up my butt. Let me know what you think. So this month, I actually have a lot of makeup products. I've been doing, I've been pre-filming a bunch of tutorials because my family and I are gonna be going to Yellowstone. So we'll be gone for 2 weeks and I was just really inspired, ready for fall stuff. So I just started pumping out all of these different fall tutorials because the creative juices were flowing and I wanted to give you guys some inspiration. So through that, I've played with a bunch of new makeup that I now have to share with you in this favorites video. So I do have more than just makeup, and I also have a book, just a little mini book review at the end as well. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you like the name of the new series, let me know. I might get flagged or demonetized. So if that's the case, we can't continue this on. Or I might even just title it Products I Want to Shove Up My, and then you get the gist of it. Anyways, let's get started. First off, I have the Beauty Blender. This is so random. I am a brush girl. I love my makeup brushes. I even designed a makeup brush that suits me with foundation and all of that. So I'm just more of a brush girl, honestly. But I kind of rediscovered a Beauty Blender. I know everybody's been using sponges and so many brands have come out with different sponges, but I just kind of felt like using it again, and I've really been enjoying it. So if you've ever tried the Beauty Blender and you're not a fan, or you feel like it sucks up your product, you really want to make sure that you are soaking this under the water. It will double in size when you get it under the water, and then after it's expanded, then you want to take it on a dry, either like paper towel. You want to squeeze out all of the excess water, and then it should be dry to the touch, but it's still damp in there. That is when you want to use it to apply your makeup. So you can use this end to blend in your foundation, you can use this end to blend in your concealer, but I've just been really enjoying it. And even when I do apply my foundations and concealers with brushes, I've now been grabbing this just to push it back in, and then after going in with cream bronzer, just using this on the edges, and I just have really been enjoying it. I know everyone's been using sponges this entire time that I ventured off and did brushes only, but when it comes down to it, there's not one that's better than the other. It is just all preference and what you personally enjoy using. So yeah, I've just personally been enjoying grabbing this again. Speaking of cream bronzer, I'm sure if you've watched any of my recent videos, you know that this is gonna be in here. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. This is my new favorite bronzer, like ever. It's the same exact size as their powder bronzer, but it's just in a cream, which I feel like anytime a cream bronzer has come out, they're usually a lot smaller, but this is the same color as well. I have the shade medium. It's what I'm wearing on my face right now. It's just a nice, just good color for my complexion. It's a great consistency. It's very easy to blend out. I personally love using the Smith 157 brush because this is a dense wedge shape, so it just gets in there really nicely. If you're curious how I apply this, check out any of my last videos. I feel like I've used this in pretty much all of them. Just because it's so good. I love that they made it the same size, the same color, the texture. It's all so good. So been loving this. Another product that I got recently that I've been obsessed with is the Pat McGrath highlighter. This is in the color Divine, this is in the color Golden Moonlight. This, when it came, I could tell it was kind of like detached from the pan, so I can't hold it upright, but it is the most beautiful golden, but like almost like a golden vanilla. I have it on my cheekbones right now. It's just so beautiful. It's very natural, but beaming at the same time. I love this for my inner corner highlight, my brow bone highlight. I, in general, like to grab my face highlighters for highlighting my eyes as well. And this one is just so beautiful. It looks really natural, but intense. Like you can build it up to make it more intense. So I've just been grabbing this a ton recently. Also, really been loving this lipstick. So this is an old school MAC product that I pulled out to create a fall quick and easy makeup look. And now I'm like, I'm gonna have to grab that lipstick all the time because I forgot about it. This is Whirl. This is so classic. Everybody knows about this lipstick. When Kylie Jenner first came out with all of her like overlined lips and she was wearing that like more bold nude lip, this is what it was. And it's just a classic, like, I just feel like I could wear it even in this look right now. Like I have on this just basic nude, but if I pop this on, it would just be a little bit more amped up, a little bit more intense for what I have on. So this is a matte formula, which it doesn't have much of a shine at all to it. It's completely matte, but it's very, very comfortable on the lips. I highly recommend the MAC matte formula. It's great. And I do have the matching lip liner for this, but I'm just not a fan of the consistency of their dry regular lip pencils. But yeah, this is just kind of like a rediscovered old favorite. I'm excited to grab that throughout the whole next like couple months while we're getting into the fall season, because it's just like a classic amped up nude but bold at the same time. And if you have a deeper complexion, this will be a beautiful just like everyday neutral. I just love it. I did not film a tutorial on this look. I just kind of got ready today with my next favorite product. But if you want a tutorial on this, let me know. I was thinking this would actually be like a really good like fall bride makeup look. If you're interested, let me know. But yeah, I used my brand new MAC eyeshadows. If you haven't seen my MAC haul or MAC swatches video, I will link those down below. I still need to take the film off of this. I'm just gonna keep it on for now, but basically I recently just placed an order on MAC's website because I've just been missing that like nostalgia and that butterfly feel in my stomach with makeup. It's just been like, we've just been so like overly stimulated with it that excitement, it just hasn't really been there for me, honestly. So when I was shopping on their website, all of those feelings came back and it was just so exciting. So I ordered a ton of shadows and I broke them down for you in those videos. So I'm not gonna go into that crazy right now, but this is my warmer palette. Whoop. And then this one is my cooler palette. I'm probably gonna end up making another one of just like all of my favorites so that I can have a warm, a cool, and then like my go-tos, which will be basically these two mixed together. I don't know. But I did use a ton of the ones that are in this palette to create the look that I have on today. So if you want to see a tutorial on that, let me know. If you're interested in like a fall bride look, let me know. But I've just been really loving grabbing these again, just because I miss using my individual shadow shades. Like I feel like palettes have become so popular over the last, I don't know, since like 2018. And before that, like all I used was my single shadows and popped them into palettes like this, and it was so much fun. So yeah, I'm excited to just keep using these. If there's anything that like, if you're looking at this and you see colors that really stand out to you and you want a tutorial on, let me know, because I can't wait to just play around with these shades and create new looks and just get creative again. They're really, really inspiring me. And then next is this primer. This has been out for a while, but I only recently started trying it. It's the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. I love their, what is it called? The Veil Face Primer from them. And it's really nice because that really helps me with my oily skin. Sometimes my skin can get dry, but overall I just get really oily. But this, for whatever reason, it's like, it feels kind of like a moisturizer and it just feels really good on my skin. My makeup seems to last really well with this, along with my like powdering routine. I've just really been enjoying this. I love that it feels very nourishing when I put it on. It doesn't feel just like I put on a product and then it kind of like disappears. I feel like it's like actually doing something. So I've just really been liking this. I feel like they've had that out for like a year, maybe longer. I don't know, but I only recently got around to using it. I'm so sad. The next product it's been sold out. I hope she relaunches them, but these are my amethyst lashes from Quartz Beauty. I wore these in my everyday fall makeup tutorial and my olive green makeup tutorial. They're so beautiful. They're so full and flirty and wispy, but they're not overboard in any of those categories. So they're just like the perfect eyelash. They are more like rounded, which I really like. I have been venturing out though and more like winged out looks, but these are just like good go-to lashes that I can rely on for any makeup look. It's not like today I'm wearing a very bold eyelash. They're not as bold as this, and so if I didn't want something so bold, I know that those would work. So I hope she comes out with this style again, because they have been out of stock. There is another style on there, I forgot the name of it, but just look on their website. They've got some on there that are very, very similar. I've also really been loving the Jason Wu powder. I totally forgot about this because I just use my Laura Mercier one all the time, but this is from Target. It's by the brand Jason Wu, and it's a really great translucent setting powder. It does have a little bit more of a neutral undertone to it, where I do think this is technically translucent. My Laura Mercier one's also translucent, but it has more like a white finish to it, where this goes a little bit more beigey, and I just seem to really like that. I like the finish that it gives my skin. Of course, I love this with the powder puff, that whole technique, and I think it works really well with that. I just really love this. It's kind of like a rediscovered favorite. I used this a ton last year, so just been using this a lot again recently. Switching categories, I recently picked up the Olaplex Blonde Enhancer Toning Shampoo. I don't use this every time I wash my hair, but maybe like every other time. So I guess like maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, but I'll mix it in with my regular shampoo, or after I've shampooed, then I'll use a little bit of this and run it through my hair, let it sit for just a little bit, like 30 seconds, minute tops, and then I'll rinse it out. With any purple shampoo, it's gonna be drying, but I've liked this. I feel like it works really well. I'm very picky with my purple shampoos, so there's only like 2 other ones that I use and really, really love. So this can now go into that category of purple shampoos that I love and use, recommend, and will repurchase. And then it can just go into my rotation, because I kind of just switched between the 2 that I was using before. So what's good about this is it's so potent. I don't need that much of it, so it will last me probably until next year. I've been really liking it. Yeah, I've just been really loving my hair care routine. It's just been pretty solid, and I feel like I'm not like wanting to change anything. I'm not wanting to be brighter. I'm not wanting to be darker. I'm just like really happy with where it's at. So then I have a couple of random things. So this is from Amazon. This is a new water bottle that I got. Now, it's heavy, that's the only downside, but it's super cute and aesthetic. So this is a glass water bottle. It's got the times on it, so 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and then it does it again, so you drink 2 of these in a day. I don't even follow that. I just drink water as I drink water. But I liked the wood on it. I think it's cute. Just thought I'd share because it's a new thing that I've been liking, and it's a workout as you drink it because it's heavy AF. Another Amazon purchase that I've been loving all summer is this wreath. It's an olive branch wreath, and this, I feel like you can use this in the fall, but I put it up for the summer, and I just think it made my front door and my whole front porch look so cozy, and just really inviting, which don't come to my house, don't knock on my door, leave me alone, I'm an introvert. But I like the way it looks, and I actually planted flowers this summer. I had 2 pots, I did 2 ferns, and then I did the wreath, and it made it real cozy. Just very, very homey. So I really liked this because it wasn't as expensive as some of the ones that I saw online. I checked a couple other places, and then I always forget. I'm like, let me check Amazon. I bet you they've got one, and sure enough. So I have a couple more things, but I'll have to do picture overlays because they're things that I can't like hold up and show you. So the first thing is my puzzle board. So this I got from Amazon because anytime I do a puzzle, it's right where we sit down and like use the coffee table and stuff. So it just kind of got annoying, and I was losing puzzle pieces because they were falling off the table. And now I got this puzzle board that swivels, and it has drawers in it so that you can put all of your loose pieces in there, and it just stays really organized. You can lift it up and move it. It's just really nice. And I didn't even think to share it with you, but I posted my puzzle on Instagram stories, and you guys were just in my DMs asking me where I got it from, what it was, how it works, and all of that. So I have been really liking it. It's been nice because sometimes I'll start a puzzle and then it'll sit there for a while and I don't do anything with it. So now I can like move it around. It's not annoying. So the only downside is that they're kind of pricey. If you want something that does a similar thing, but don't want to pay like $80 for a puzzle board, like you're not that hardcore of a puzzler, they do have mats that you can do your puzzle on, and then you can roll it up. I don't know what you would do with the loose pieces, how that works with that, but I have heard that that is another option if you didn't want to invest in like a full-blown board with drawers and everything like that. Okay, and then lastly, I have 2 books that I want to talk about. And I don't have either of them here because I gave them to other people to read. So I'll just give you like my quick opinions. And yeah, so the first one is Where the Crawdads Sing. I read this in 24 hours. Probably my favorite book that I've ever read. I loved the characters. I loved the writing. It's probably the most like, I don't want to say advanced book that I've read, but just like the style of writing and like each sentence just packed a punch. It wouldn't be like, oh, the shirt was green. It was like the shirt, I can't even explain it. The author just made you feel like you were there. I could feel the humidity. I could just hear the nature that was described in the book. Crawdads is about a girl named Kaya. She lives in southern North Carolina, and it's basically about how like her family has abandoned her and she lives on her own in a marsh, and it kind of just brings you throughout her life. The book switches in years from like the mid 50s to like the late 60s, and you're going back and forth between her life growing up and then this murder case that they're trying to solve. There's someone is found dead and they're trying to figure out who did it, who's the murderer, or is it even a murder, you know, and it's kind of just going back and forth. So it's kind of like a murder mystery, but also kind of like a coming of age tale that gives me like a To Kill a Mockingbird type of feel. So many people told me that it was so boring, and I think those people stopped reading it within the first 100 pages, which I've learned that with any book, you have to get past the first 100 pages with any book, because it just gets, you know, they're setting up the scene, they're setting up the plot, they're giving you all of the backstory, and so you can get the gist of everything else going on. But trust me, it is so worth the read. I love all of the characters and just the character development in the book, and the ending was my favorite. I know so many people were not a fan of the ending, but I loved it, and it took me off guard. Yeah, I love the ending. And please don't leave any spoilers down below. And if you do, make sure you say spoilers and then like spaces so you're not ruining the book for anybody. I did go and see the movie as well with my mother-in-law, and I really enjoyed the experience. It was cool to see it come to life. Obviously, the book was like a million times better, and they didn't forget, but they just didn't put in a lot of details, but that would have been impossible because the book was just so descriptive. But I highly recommend reading it. I highly recommend watching the movie. It was just such a good read. And then another book that I read since we talked last was The Guest List by Lucy Foley. So I enjoyed this book as well. Really enjoyed the story, but I gave it a 4 on my Goodreads account. If you guys don't have a Goodreads, basically it's just like a social media app for readers, and then you can get book suggestions from other people. You can rate books, give your review, and then make a little book wish list. So some of you guys were asking me like how I go about finding out what book I want to read next, and that's part of how, but a lot of it also has just been like word of mouth and recommendations from like friends and family as well. Yeah, so The Guest List takes place on like a little island off of Ireland. There's like this beautiful old castle on this island that has like a haunted background. There's a wedding that's happening at this castle, but then at the wedding, someone's murdered. So this is definitely more of like a murder mystery thriller kind of vibe, like definitely more mystery focused. And each chapter switches between, I think that's like 4 or 5 different characters that are attending this wedding. And so you kind of see the perspective of all these different people. So you're trying to figure out who is the person that like, first of all, who died and who's the one that did it and why. I really loved all of the characters and they all had a different accent. So I had a lot of fun like Googling the accents and then trying to read in that accent. The only thing is I figured it out right away. I figured it out closer to the beginning, maybe to the middle. I just couldn't figure out the why. I mean, I kind of knew the why, but it wasn't like confirmed. And then when it was, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, to me, the ending was just very like blah. And then once we figured out once everything was answered, it was just like done. And I wanted more. So the ending was just kind of, but the story was really good. I still would recommend it. I think it's very interesting. And a lot of people, when I said that I figured out what happened, a lot of you guys said that you were like really caught off guard. So maybe I'm just like weird. I don't know. If you like murder mystery type of thriller books, I highly recommend that one just because I just really enjoyed the story and I love different accents. That's something that I just found really fun. I know in my head I was doing it horrible justice, but it was fun looking them up and trying to read it because each person had a different one and it was just a lot of fun. One more book I read was Beach Read, but I only got halfway through and I was just so bored and I did not like either of the characters, so I just stopped reading it. There's that. And then now I started Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, but I just haven't had time to sit down and read it. I'm hoping I can take some Dramamine and wear my motion sickness bands in the car on our way to Yellowstone so that I can just zone out and do some good reading. Because I've just been like literally hustling like crazy since I've been home from Wisconsin, trying to get a bunch of content for you because I've just really been enjoying just creating again. And I'm also ready to just create whatever. I got really inspired with like fall to create like makeup looks. So it's been very makeup heavy right now, but I'm just feeling really inspired to just like not overthink anymore and just create whatever comes to my mind. And that's how it should be. But it's just this day and age of social media, it's so easy to get caught up and so easy to overthink things. And of course it is because you're seeing numbers and you're getting like an exact like confirmation of like what people like and don't like. And when it's directly related to you, it can get really personal. That's something that I think I'm always going to struggle with and always work on. But lately I've just been really excited to just not overthink as much and just have fun and create whatever it is that's fun, because I think that that's the most relatable thing. Because I've had a lot of comments recently of you guys saying that I seem more excited about stuff, which makes me happy. It makes me glad that you can see that as well. And it's because right now in this current moment, like makeup is really fun and exciting. So yeah, I'm glad that that's being read through the camera. And I'm excited for when I get back from Yellowstone. I kind of want to start a new journey of like just documenting like my healthy choices that I'm making and I don't know, kind of bring you along that ride as well. So I'm excited for that when I get back. But yeah, that's everything I've been loving all month long. These are the things that I've been grabbing for, things that I've just really been enjoying. Really loving my front door wreath. It's been really nice to have that there. Let me know what you guys have been loving down below in the comments. I would love to know in case I need to pick something up, which honestly I really need to not, because I just got so much fall home decor that I need to like pump the brakes right now. So maybe don't tell me. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.